from here. You're gonna have another inspection exactly 20 minutes from now. 22 minutes from now, there's going to be another inspection. 22 minutes from now, another inspection by the umpire. So let me tell you what has happened so far. The umpires came about 10-15 minutes ago, and there are still certain areas of the ground that are wet. Now, I think this is a travesty. I think this is rather unfair because now it's been a good 4 hours, more than 4 hours, that it's not rained, and you've not been able to prepare the ground for a game. I think if there are Pakistani fans that are going to be aggrieved, that are going to be upset, I think they have all the right to do that, because once the rain stops, I think with today's technology, you should be able to start the game in 1 hour, maybe 1.5, at best 2 hours. At best 2 hours with the super soaker and drainage facilities, 2 hours at top. It's been 4 hours, you've had sunshine, you've not had any rain, and yet you have not been able to prepare the ground for a match. And a match as important as this, one, of course, it's the local team playing. Fans have turned up. You want to spread the game in the US. You want the fans to enjoy. It's no good they turn up to the stadium, few of the American fans who are just beginning to take to cricket, and if you're not going to have your drainage and your preparation sorted, then I don't think it does really well for the sport of cricket, which you're trying to spread here. That's the first point. Secondly, it's a crucial game, as you know, for Pakistan, one of the top teams in this tournament. They would be watching this closely, and I'm sure that they'd feel done with the fact that 4 hours of sunshine and you still could not have a game. You should have had a game start. It's not been made possible because of the amount of water here. As we had expected earlier, that the sand might, be able to dry the outfield quicker because it's sand-based outfield, but it's not proven to be like that. There was too much water because of all the rain that happened. Flash floods were expected. Maybe they needed to have, covers all across the ground to ensure, but it's not happened. That much water. I can see the super soaker working very hard, and they have been removing the water from here, but it's not proven to be good. So unlikely, that you have a game. But let me give you the updates first. In another 20 minutes, you're going to have an inspection, and then the umpires are going to decide. Now, the cutoff time is 11:45 Indian Standard Time, which is about 1 hour 20 minutes from now. So that's the cutoff time for a minimum 5-over game. So assuming that the inspection in 20 minutes is done, and even if they're happy with the ground conditions, and at best they will still take 15 minutes to do the toss and start. So even if it was to start in another half an hour, that is going to be 11:15 India time. 11:45 is cut off. You get another half hour. So maybe 8 over a side is what you can look at. At best, 8 over a side is what you can look forward to if it starts at 11:15. If it's not even that, if it keeps going down, then even a shorter game. 11:45, a reminder, 11:45 is the cutoff Indian Standard Time for a 5-over game, which is about 1 hour 20 minutes from now. If in 1 hour 20 minutes from now the game does not start, then there will be no match at all. That's the situation. But the final decision, as I said, as I reported earlier, a lot of you spreading misinformation, and some website also put it out that the game was called off. I told you at that time game hadn't been called off. The ground does look dry. It does look dry, and I think if it doesn't rain, there's a good chance you might get a game at 11:15 earliest. 11:15 earliest for the game to start. But if it starts at 11:15, maybe a 7 or an 8 over a side you're looking at. If it doesn't start in 11:15, that is about in 45 minutes from now. If it doesn't start, then it gets even shortened. And if it doesn't start in 1 hour 15 minutes, then no game at all. But whatever said and done, I think they're not going to wait for that long. I think they will decide in the next 20 minutes whether you're going to have a game or not. That I think will be decided. The good thing is rain has still stayed away. I'll just show you the sky. There are dark clouds there. There are dark clouds that side. But where the stadium is, behind that, you don't see too many dark clouds. Not too many dark clouds that side. So it's pretty clear there. So, that does give you hope that the game might happen if the ground can be dried up. Ground staff is hard at work. super stoppers are hard at work. You can see behind me, if I don't know how much can you see, there are lots of fans. I see Indian fans, I see American fans in their jerseys. All of them have paid good money to be here to watch their teams play. I'm sure you can see the stars and the stripes of the USA flag. A lot of fans there wearing that at the stadium. So, all eagerly waiting for the match to start. But the update, inspection in another 15 minutes. If that inspection is good, the umpires are happy, then maybe in the next half an hour or next 45 minutes, the game can start. If it starts in the next 45 minutes, then you're looking at 7-8. If it starts in the next half an hour, which is also, there is a small possibility. If it starts in next half an hour, maybe you could even see a 10 over a side game. But most likely it's going to be between 10 over to 5 overs a side. That seems to be the possibility right now, but also depends how much are the umpires happy with the ground condition. They weren't happy in the last inspection that happened a short while ago. The last inspection that they had, they weren't too happy with the ground conditions then. So they asked the super stopper to dry out a few areas. Now, other than the super stopper, they're also using those heavy duty vacuum cleaners to dry the grass on top. If you ask me honestly, my assessment says that you could start a game. I think the next inspection that will happen in another 15 minutes, I reckon the umpires may be okay with that. I think the ground could be ready and fit to play in the next 15 minutes. Whatever I've seen up and close, I went down to the ground surface and I saw it from up close. To me, it seemed close to playing conditions. So it is a possibility, if you ask my personal opinion, that the ground is now probably fit enough to start the game, provided it does not rain anymore. And if they take a call in the inspection that happens 15 minutes later, anywhere between 10 to 5 overs a side, you'll see, depending on how much time they allow the teams to start the game with. Okay, quick update. A lot of you asking about India's presser. Indian fielding coach Dilip came. He spoke about how India is gearing up, how they are feeling relaxed, how they've been working on their fitness and the Canada game. And we'll have the Canadian presser starting very, very shortly. I'll give you updates from that as well. The India game is going to be on our focus, but right now it's the Pakistan chances that is in focus because of this USA versus Ireland game. If you're joining me right now, go back to the video. I've explained that how the management hasn't been great. I think 4 hours of no rain, you should have done better. You should have been able to prepare the ground, and that's not happened. Won't be great news if you are a Pakistan fan. Okay, I'm going to take your leave. If you joined me just now, all the updates about the weather, the playing conditions, where the organizers may have goofed up, all of that just a little earlier in the video. For the moment, Nikhil Nas signing off from Miami. Take care.